Welcome back. Sorry, my throat is still like really, really sore. So I haven't really been able to talk much. Let's just say that. But I did want to come on here today. Sorry, my lighting's a little weird. It's wonky. I just kind of wanted to talk about this because not a lot of people in my life know about this. And not only that, but even though I have talked about it before, people have questions. And so I'll give you answers. I'm just going to kind of talk about it. And if you guys have any questions along the way, feel free to ask. So I just wanted to bring this up. I was married at 16. Okay. I got pregnant when I was 16. And then my mom kind of was like, well, then you need to get married. And from what I remember, okay, this is my version. This is what I remember. From what I remember, I was like so obsessed with this person, like unhealthy, obsessed with this person. And I just wanted love and affection. Before this, I had some personal sexual abuse and trauma and all that other stuff, right? I just wanted someone to love me. And I thought that this was the person that was going to do that. And obviously they weren't. But I like wholeheartedly believed that this person was going to be the person like for me at the age of 16, thinking, oh, this person loves me and cares for me and everything. And then I got pregnant, right? And I remember going to my mom, and my mom's like, well, like, you need to get married. Or from what I remember, it was either my mom or there was just a scare from him that someone was going to call the cops, right? Well, I don't remember. It was my mom saying that she was going to call them, which she should have, or that he was just scared of it because, I mean, he was 20. So obviously statutory rape and all that shit, I was 16. He should have known better. Definitely should have known better. And so my mom told me, like, I can marry him, or basically, like, he could potentially go to jail. So I was like, no, not my boyfriend, not the love of my life, not all of that. Being just a teenager. And well, I got married at 16, and this person decided to throw me down the stairs, and so I ended up losing the baby. Okay. And I actually at the time wanted to go home. I wanted to go back home. And I wasn't allowed to because I made this bed, so I needed to lay in it, right? Well, turns out that this guy also wanted, 16-year-old girl to go out and do things. He would chain me to the basement and have his brothers, yes, his own brothers, come over. His own brothers come over and decide to do stuff and pay him for it. Okay, they would take videos and photos of me too, and I didn't know this at the time, but they were putting them all over the internet. And I apologize if I pause a lot. It's still something like kind of like I just barely started talking about it a few years ago. I mean, to have the guy that you think that you loved chain you up in the basement, and sell you to his brothers. Sorry to hear that. Thank you. But I don't play this as like. I don't play this also as the victim card. I play this as awareness and like this is something I went through, and it fucking sucked. And guys shouldn't like that. Should not get away with this shit. You know. It happened to you too. It shouldn't be happening, especially to kids. To kids, it should not be happening, and it does. So not only that, he would put out ads on like Craigslist saying that I was for sale, and then drop me off at what looked like a vacant building here in Salt Lake. It looked vacant. You went upstairs though, and there was a whole thing going on. There was a whole like gambling, drugs, you name it. That all was going on up there. And yeah, kids. Yeah, and I was one of those kids. And you know, I couldn't say no. Well, I mean, if you said no, you got the, crap beat out of you. So, and then I was terrified. And then I came to a point in my life where I was just like, I mean, and this is just, this is a shorter version of it. I have ingrained in my mind some of those memories, some of those times that I'm on there. And so when people ask me, like, why do I get so obsessed with some of these girls that, like, go missing? Like, that's why. They could have been in the same situation. Especially, like, when it's teens or kids that go missing. Especially then. It definitely gets me. Because I'm like, they could have been in the exact same situation. So, yeah. I mean, this went on for years. This went on for like 2 years. And then the FBI breaks down my door. The FBI breaks down my door. Okay. I'm terrified. I've had people like come in and then because they thought it was fun to like scare, jump, and rape me. So I think it's one of those again. I hide. Like, hide in the bathroom. I am terrified. Okay. I'm terrified. And they're like banging on the door. They're trying to get in through the bathroom window. Like, I am terrified. I'm just like screaming at them. And they grab me with both hands and legs and they like handcuff me and my feet too. And I'm freaking F out. Like, I'm freaking out. And then I'm in a holding cell for a little bit. And they legit thought that I was one of the people that was trafficking, not being trafficked. And then they realized, oh, wait, this is the same girl in these pictures. And so then they let me go. And at this time, okay, so I had just turned 18 in June. This was July. So they let me go. I stayed with my mom for a little bit, but my mom doesn't want me in the house, so I'm just jumping back and forth from place to place. What happened to this guy? This guy, he's out for quite a while. It takes about like a year for the state to fully convict him, and then he goes to prison. He goes to prison for a while, and then I get a message from his girlfriend. Apparently, she met him in prison, and was trying to convince me to say that I was the mastermind behind all this. I'm like, dude, I was 16. He was 20. He knew exactly what he was doing. Don't even rope me into this. And she's all telling me how she's gonna marry him and everything. I'm like, okay, good. Well, good for you. But I mean, I guess you know what you're walking into. Like, he's literally in jail for child molestation and child exploitation and all that. So, I mean, at least you know what you're getting into, right? She gets advocates for him to be out, and is giving him a place to live and everything. A few months later, he goes back into prison for raping her, I think she was 12-year-old daughter. I'm sorry, but you knew what he was like. You knew what he was in there for. How the fuck do you put another child's life in danger like that? How the fuck do you do that? And you think that that's okay? You really think that that's okay? I'm so pissed off at her. For allowing him to do that. She knew what he was in jail for. She met him in prison. She met him in prison. You knew. You knew, and then he does that to your daughter. So he goes back to prison. He's out right now, by the way. I get notifications every time he gets out. He's out, and he, as far as I can tell from his personal occupation, he's driving a bus transportation, a little, not like a state bus, but I don't know if it's for senior citizens or what. But I'm like, if that bus allows children on, they shouldn't be. I hope to fucking God they don't. Who thinks it's okay? Oh, by the way, I looked up his address because I was curious. Because, they have to post it. His address apparently was a business. So I contacted his parole officer and let him know that. Apparently, that's been on there for 6 months of the business. They never checked up and made sure that was a legitimate house. Yeah, it was a business. It wasn't his real house that he was staying at. He didn't put it down. So then he went back to jail for a little bit for breaking his probation. And I believe he's out again. He's out, just able to do whatever he wants. He's on the sex offender list, but, he can still get a wife and girlfriend and, do this to other kids. Ruin their lives, too. It frustrates me that people like this, pedophiles, are just able to, let's just let them walk the streets because, I feel bad for them. They've learned from their mistakes. They have? Really? Because they keep fucking doing it. Pedophiles, maps, whatever you want to call them, are disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I don't understand that. I do not understand that. As I've gotten older, I'm not attracted to younger people. Like younger, way younger. Like, that grosses me out. It really grosses me out. And then you've got governors like the Kentucky governor that wants to let's just give people that are attracted to minors these maps, child sex dolls, so that they can get out their urges. Yeah, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. I'm horrified that we think that that is something that is acceptable. You think that that's going to help? That's going to like make them want it more. To get out their urges on that more. Like, no. It's disgusting and disturbing. And honestly, I don't even know if like the people that end up dating these type of people once they're out of jail, if they even know any of this. The thing is it's really freaking easy to find out, depending on what state you're in the United States, to figure out what they've done, if they've done anything. And I'm sure all of them have some sort of excuse because, they didn't really do it. It's not really like, it's not like what it seems, right? Just I guess I bring all this up because like I'm on episode 1 of the Nickelodeon, that In the Dark show. I look at that and I'm like, oh my god, how did we not see that? And how did adults not see that? And how did adults do nothing? They just like thought that, oh, that's okay. It's disgusting and disturbing. I'm very like disturbed on how we think that that's normal. And that we're just like, oh no, it's okay. Because it's not. I mean, I guess, everything just catches up to you eventually, right? I guess that's also why people like get so upset with me and they're like, thank you. But I think people get like, they don't understand why I get so upset over oh, thanks for the likes. I get so upset when people think that it's okay, like, that these men who are attracted to people are okay. Um, and that, like, we should just cater to them. Like, no, no, absolutely not. If you think any form of sexual abuse is okay, there's something really, really wrong with you. So, oh, thanks for the hearts. I'm doing good. A little shook up, but that's all right. That's yeah. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I just wanted to get off my chest. So, thanks for listening.